Hey teens, it's Christy here, and I have another awesome Pride book for you for this month. The next book that I read was None of the Above. And while this book may not seem like it's not really LGBTQ related, but it had a really good idea of figuring out like what your gender is, and it kind of explains very well the difference between like sex and gender. So the young girl is living pretty much a perfect life. You know, she has the perfect boyfriend. She has two best friends who have been with her since like she was born. She might not have her mom around, but her dad is there for pretty much whenever she needs him. But it's prom, and during that time, you know, she decides to have sex with her boyfriend, and that's when she realizes that something is seriously wrong with her down there. So she decides to go to a OBGYN to figure out what's wrong, and from there she actually learns that she's intersex. So, for those of you who don't know what intersex is, it's kind of when you have the outer appearance of a female, but you also have the male genitalia. You don't have a penis, but you do have testicles in you, and you don't have a vagina. So you have the outward appearance of a female, but you do have some male um, genitalia in you, and this comes with a really, really huge shock, you know, because the young, I can't even think of her name right now. I'm so terrible at this. I'm sorry, guys. I've read so many books. Trying to find her name. For some reason, I want to say it starts with an L, and I feel so bad. Christian. That's right. Or Chrissy. That's right. My bad. So Chrissy, you know, she kind of lived her entire life. You know, she didn't have a period. She doesn't get the cramps. Um, she feels good about herself and all that. And all of a sudden, she learns that her body is not exactly what she thinks it was. So she's kind of going through, and unfortunately, everyone at school realizes this, and they become very transphobic. There's a lot of transphobia. There's a lot of trans slurs, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that, and it's very hurtful. So be careful while reading it if you are not into that. So just a little warning for you guys. But it also goes into the idea of, well, is she no longer a woman? Is she no longer a girl? Does that make her a man because she does not have a vagina? It's To me, it's a really, really good way to figure out like your gender identity, because your gender identity does not define your sex. Just to be clear, gender and sex are two different things. And with everything going on right now, it's time to educate people on how different that is. So I thought that this book was a perfect way to get into that and to learn that there is a difference. And through Christy's journey, you know, she's starting to learn that about herself. You know, unfortunately, she did lose her boyfriend. She did lose her boyfriend, so it's tough. It's especially tough reading like all the transphobia that was in it. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough reading it, but it was so good. Like I think the only way I really learned the term intersex was actually when Rebecca Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, confirmed that Stefani, that they're intersex. And I think that's kind of honestly the first time I really learned about it. I did hear about it from Jamie Lee Curtis, but I was kind of young when I first learned about it, so I never really researched it. It's just one of those terms that you hear and you don't really do a lot of research on it. So I was really, really happy that I found this book that talked more about it. And, you know, Chrissy is not alone in it. She does meet others that are also intersex and learn like how are they talking about, how are they dealing with it, how did they handle it when they learned the news. It's a really touching book, and it's really, really important because, you know, like I said, you learn about your gender identity, you learn, you know, the difference between sex and gender. It's a really good book. I recommend it. It's called None of the Above. Let me get back to the beginning since I had to learn what her name was because I'm terrible at remembering characters' names. So it's called None of the Above. We do have the ebook of it. I'm gonna look to see if there's an Eaudio book, and I'll go ahead and put that link in the description below. But that's all I have for this book review. I hope you guys liked it. Please give it a like, and if you want to learn more about what kind of different videos the librarians and I have been doing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to the Frankfurt Public Library so you can watch more videos, and make sure you hit the little bell notification of when new videos are coming up. You could also check out our Facebook page by searching for the Frankfurt Public Library to learn about news and what's happening at the library. It's been really exciting. So yeah, that's what I have for this book review, and I'll see you all in the next chapter. Bye.